Hello and welcome back to Lesson 2 in your free 7-day email video course from EnglishAnyone.com. I'm Drew Badger, and today you are going to learn 3 important things you should stop doing if you want to get fluent in real spoken English. Remember from yesterday, first of all, that you should be thinking about your goals. Did you make your English vision board? I know you don't have to make one, but if you take the time to make a vision board, I promise you, you will be able to see your goal much more clearly. Really think about what you want, and then you will be able to achieve it easily. Let's continue with today's lesson. The first most horrible thing you could do for your learning of English is to try to master grammar using a grammar textbook. There are 2 things you need to remember about learning English grammar. The first is that you should learn grammar naturally. The second is that you do not need to know the names of grammar points. If you go ask a native speaker what a past participle is or a split infinitive is, they will not be able to tell you. Most native speakers do not know this information. Only an English teacher would be able to tell you what either of these 2 things are. And this should give you some really important clue to how to learn English naturally. Think about your own native language. You probably don't remember what you learned in school. It wasn't very fun, and you were trying to learn your own language using a grammar textbook that your teacher gave you. You also probably don't remember most of the names of the grammar points you studied. How did you learn grammar? You learned grammar naturally. We'll teach you more about how to learn grammar later in this video series, but for today, just understand that it's not helpful to study grammar rules using a grammar textbook. It won't be memorable, and you don't need to know that information. All you need to know is how to understand what native speakers are saying so you can have a better conversation. But more about that in a later video lesson. The second thing you need to stop doing is stop worrying about the pronunciation of individual words. On YouTube and other video sharing sites, we see a lot of people that are trying to practice pronunciation of individual words. As an example, the word to. We use this one regularly when teaching students. The word to by itself usually has the pronunciation to. But in a larger sentence, the word to, the pronunciation of it, changes. And this is what you need to understand as a learner of English. You need to think like a native speaker and understand that you learn words in groups. This is how you get fluent in English much faster, because it helps you understand the pronunciation of one word by comparing it or using it in a phrase or a group of words together. In the example of to, I can say, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. The pronunciation of to became to. I'm going to the store. Now you see that the pronunciation of the word changes. So what you need to be listening for is whole phrases, whole groups of words, and how that pronunciation affects the sound of one word. The last thing you need to stop doing is worrying about your pronunciation before you can have a great conversation. I've seen so many students that really want to have great pronunciation before they can have a conversation. This doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to worry about your pronunciation before you can even speak? Think about babies in your own language. Most young learners of your language, it takes them maybe 4 or even 5 years or longer to learn how to pronounce your language using great normal pronunciation. The same thing is true for English learners, especially if your language is different from English. So, if you want to get fluent in real spoken English and have great pronunciation, stop worrying about pronunciation. First, begin talking. Talk, 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 talk. Speak as much as you can, and then you will begin to see real improvement in your pronunciation. It's boring and not helpful to try to practice pronunciation before you can speak. Remember these 3 things. Don't worry about studying grammar rules because that information will not help you and it will make you dislike learning English even more because it's not very fun. So throw the grammar book away. Also, remember to stop worrying about the pronunciation of individual words. It's okay to study the pronunciation of individual sounds. So a word may have many sounds in it. Those sounds are important to study, and that's why we teach phonics to students. But don't worry about pronouncing or practicing one particular sound for a word, because that sound will change. And finally, don't worry about pronunciation before you can speak. Even if you don't have great pronunciation, just speak, and you will start seeing real improvement in your English much, much faster. Well, I hope it's been another excellent video lesson for you today. Tomorrow, we're going to teach you 2 really important things you need to understand about how to think in order to get fluent faster. So come back tomorrow, open your mail, watch the video lesson, and start seeing real improvement in your English much, much faster. Have an excellent day. Think about your vision board, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.